The PowerSchool Parent Portal is an online resource that gives parents and guardians access to assignments, grades, and more. In this video, we'll see how to access the portal, create an account, and set up notifications. In addition, we'll look at the information that is available in the portal, as well as how to see progress over time. Let's start with how you can access the parent portal. From the district homepage under Parents and Students, go to PowerSchool for Parents. Under Links to Log In, you see Parents and Students here. You can also download the PowerSchool app from iTunes. However, our suggestion is to use a web browser for the best, most up-to-date information. From any school website on the home page, under Parents, you should see an online grades link, and then you'll find Parent Sign In there. If you haven't already created an account, you'll need to do that first. In order to create an account, you'll need a letter from your child's school. That letter will contain the Access ID and Access password that you'll need to connect yourself to your child. These are printed by our data managers and sent home at the beginning of the year usually. But at any time, if you need one, just contact the data manager at your child's school. So once you've received your information, you'll navigate to the Parent Sign In page and click Create Account. You'll enter your first name. This is Parent Account Details. Enter your first name, your last name. You must have an active email address, and then you can enter whatever you want your username to be. Then you're going to set up your password. You have to pay really close attention to these password rules, because if you don't create that using the correct rules, you will not be able to get in. After you've done your password, you will re-enter that password here, and then it's a good idea to make a note of that password and username. So now that you've set up your username and password, you're ready to link students to your accounts. This is where you're going to need that ID, password, and access letter that you received. You'll enter your student's name. It can just be first name, nickname, whatever. The access ID you will get from the letter. The access password you'll get from the letter. Both are case sensitive, and then you'll choose the relationship. If you have multiple children, you can enter them all at one time. When you sign into the Parents Portal, the Grades and Attendance page is always the default page. If you have multiple students attached to your account, you can choose between them up there in the black bar at the top. First, let's look at how we can set your email notifications. You should see your email address here. If you would like notifications sent to an additional address or addresses, you can enter them right there. Choose the information that you would like to receive: current grades and attendance, assignments and scores, just an attendance report, school announcements, a balance alert. This would be a lunch balance, and how often you would like to receive them. You can also choose to apply these settings to all of your students if you have multiple ones, or just for the currently selected student, and then whether you want to receive them right now. Once you've set these up, remember to submit. The Grades and Attendance page is the default page for parents. You can see attendance data for last week and this week on the left side of the page. You can get specific information about absences and tardies by clicking on the number. If you click on the number, it will take you to a page that will give you the date of the absence or tardy, as well as the code that was attached to it. Typically, you'll probably spend most of your time in the parent portal looking at grades and assignments. This is a quick lookup or grades and attendance page for a sixth grader at a traditional middle school. So this grade right here is his ELA grade. I'm going to click on that and it's going to take me to a page that shows all of the assignments. These are all the assignments that were used to calculate that grade of 87. You can see the date, the due date of the assignment. You can see the category that it was in, what the assignment was, how many possible points and how many he earned, his percentage, and his grade. In this section, if there were any scores or assignment grades that were late, that were missing, that were exempt from final grade, he was absent, or they were incomplete, these flags would be in these cells right here. This is a grades and attendance page for a student at one of our standards-based schools. Standards-based schools only receive report cards one time a year, and that's at the end of the year. And again, the reason for that is that the concept of standards-based grading is that the students have the entire year to achieve mastery on standards. Clicking on any of these little eyes will take you to a page that will show you the assignments and the standard scores that are used to calculate a final grade at the end of the year. From the grades and attendance page, if you click on the little I in brackets for any curriculum area, you'll go to the assignment list for that curriculum area. You'll see the assignment, and beside it, if you click on the drop down, you can see the standards that are attached to that assignment. Teachers score assignments and they score standards. However, the standard scores are the only scores that are used to calculate the final grade. You can see that this student is at a level 2 on these particular standards. For those of you at our standards-based schools, you can click on the Standards tab and go to a page that will allow you to monitor the progress of your child over time. As standards are assessed and scores are entered, they are always updated here. As soon as the teacher enters it, this is updated. So over time, our goal is for students to move from a 1 if they're there to a 2 to a 3 by the end of the year. You can see all standards so you know what standards are being addressed. And this page also will show you the standards that are being addressed in their specialty areas.